On the Hoth MOC, half of Echo Base is missing. We gotta fix that.
Your primary target will be the power generators. Prepare to open shield.
Hello and welcome to Lobricks. Today on our Star Wars Hoth MOC, we are laying out the rest of Echo Base. First, we are extending the hangar bay to give us a little more room. Then we are going to be framing out the control center, the medical bay, and then the corridors that will complete the second half of Echo Base, at least the foundation. And then finally, we're going to put a scene on the board. We're actually going to lay the beginning of the control room. And don't forget to stick around to the very end, because that's where we're putting some minifigures on the board, and I think we're going to put them in the control room. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Assistant. Let's get building.
All right, guys, so we are working on this side of Echo Base, and there is some drastic changes that need to be made. If you remember all the way back in episode 2 when we laid out kind of where everything is going to go, and that's where you can see these rooms, we laid out quite a different look for this, and I've changed my mind because we really need some more room with the Echo Base hangar section, because that is 90% of the base, actually 95% of the base. So we are going to be extending it out to here now. So we got to build it all the way out to here, extend it all the way across, and then build it out more. And then we also have to build our command center right here, which is going to be, of course, right there. And then our medical bay chamber area, which is right there. So it's going to be pretty cool, but you know, we, unfortunately, are gonna have to do the boring work today, which is laying out the framework for all of that.
I'm bored.
Wait. So first up, I'm going to be extending these little pillars down under here, which hold up Echo Base, because it's built up a little bit, because we need some room over there with the trench. So we gotta build out those pillars and then lay some panels down on top. And then we've also gotta build out the framework for our medical chamber right here, and then our control chamber right there, and then of course the hallways that are going to run along everywhere. And then we've got to kind of build out the lip around the whole base. And then we actually have a surprise for you for the medical chamber. So, or not the medical chamber, the control room chamber thing. It's a chamber.
Chamber of Secrets has indeed been opened.
But enough talking, let's get to work and get some building going here. All right, so build time, build time, build time. This is an extremely complex process that takes a lot of skilled years of Lego building. This right here is really difficult. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be placing bricks down like that, and then we have to place another brick right next to it.
Impressive. Most impressive.
And then build up two. So as you can see, that was a very complex construction technique there. So it's gonna be really hard for me to go along and do it. And I have to do it for every single one of these. But it's gonna take a while, so I'm going to hyperlapse it for you so it's not as boring. So let's hyperlapse. Let's do it.
I can hear the demons call when they do what they do. And now I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through, I just gotta get through.
All right, guys, so there we have it. I've laid out the framework for the hangar expansion, and I did actually steal one of the pieces for the spacing here. And then we have the two rooms, being the control room and the medical bay. And there's gonna be little cutouts down below so we can actually see into there. There'll be little ice cutouts, because remember, we gotta build a big old mountain over top of this eventually. So you're gonna have to stay tuned to see that pan out. But yeah, we got our medical bay and our control panel laid out. And we don't really have enough panels to completely lay out the full extension of our hangar here. So we can only really do a little bit this week, but first we will be filling in the paneling for, you know, our control panel, because we want to, Leaky wants to actually put some stuff down, some interior detailing and whatnot on the inside of there. So I'm going to panel that up, and I'm not going to time lapse it or anything, because, you know, you just watch me build all that. That's going to be kind of boring. So I will come back when this is done, and then we can lay down the panels for the hangar. All right, guys, so there we go. I put in the control room, the control room. But anyway, we do need to extend out our hangar here in Echo Base, but unfortunately, as you can see, we don't have very many panels left. So we really can't get very far because there's one thing that LEGO is very good at, is that once you get building on something, you really never seem to have enough pieces. I don't know if you guys ever have that problem, but I mean, we certainly do. We'll order droves of stuff from Bricklink. Never seem to have enough. And just like that, we are all out of these 4x12 panels here. But anyway, that is all the expansion of our hangar bay we can do because we are out of panels. But Leaky has some interior pieces he wants to lay down here in the control panel room. So it's the room with all the control panels in it, with all the commanders, and they're like, oh yes, we must attack the Empire today. So that's where this is. And then of course these are our hallways and then our medical bay. But let me grab Leaky so we can put down some details in here.
All right, you guys know how we love our plans, so I am going to draw the layout for the control room for Echo Base. So first up here, there's going to be some chairs, and this is a control panel, and across the room, there's like these big control unit things there. All right, let's take a look at the picture where they first hear the probe droid. So that picture is looking at the control room for this direction. Then as we move down the control room, there's this big glass panel here, and then a glass panel here, and then another glass panel kind of here in the corner. And let's take a look at a picture from the movie where that is shown, where the weapons control officer is calling up the ion cannon to attack some Star Destroyers, and General Riken is right here, and Princess Leia is right here. So here is the basic layout, and we're going to have some other furniture and greebling and things along here. But this is the basic layout of the control room. So today we are going to focus on the glass panels, and the rest of it will be built in the future. So let's start by laying down the glass control panels. So the first glass panel we're going to put down is what I will call the ion cannon targeting control panel that is manned by a weapons officer, shown in this picture here with General Riken and Princess Leia. First thing I want to talk about really quick was how I put these stickers, or found these stickers for the glass panel. And actually, I built these myself. This is like a Leaky original. I actually bought some translucent sticker paper that you can put through an inkjet, and I recreated these designs on Microsoft Paint. It was pretty easy to do with straight lines. Can't really see it, but there's also a little squiggly line in there, and I tried to match the scene exactly. So that's how I built that. So let's place this on the MOC where it goes. It's a little difficult to see this green writing when it's on the MOC until we have all of the white panels down. Shows up good against white, but doesn't show up so good against other colors. So let's place this on the MOC. All right, so this goes on this section of the MOC. You can kind of see the writing on there. And once the minifigures are down, General Riken and Leia will be on this side, and the control officer, weapons control officer, will be on this side of it. All right, so the next section we have to put down is I'm going to call the overall kind of planetary view of Hoth. All right, here is this one, and I use the same technique, translucent stickers printed on inkjet paper and stuck to this window piece. Same window piece as we used on Jabba's Palace, by the way. If you want to go back and check out our Tatooine MOC. I think I said Jabba's Palace? Jabba's Palace. So now let's place this one on the MOC according to this picture, and let's do that. All right, so that one fits right about there. Might need to be moved a little bit after we get the rest of the figures down and all of that, and there's various cabinetry and pieces there. And as you saw in the picture, we're going to have seats back here with control panels. another seat back in this corner, and various other accoutrements. So the last glass panel I want to put up, which is just seen kind of in the corner, is over here. Then there's some folks monitoring that. And I'm just going to call that one the random glass panel, which I'm not sure what it does. All right, and then the last piece is, like I said, this is just kind of a random glass panel with various, I don't know if that's planets or what that is, but let's place this one on the MOC, and actually, you don't have to travel far. And this one is kind of in the corner, and let's take a look at the picture. You can kind of see it in the corner, right behind the weapons control officer. All right, so the next piece we have to do is put in the control panel that kind of operates this glass here, which is a little hard to see from this side. All right, we're gonna add this piece here, kind of little computer tape control, and then the backup control, I guess I'll call that. And then this will be the primary weapons control console. So let's put this piece in here. And now, if you guys remember, what the ion cannon was targeting was a Star Destroyer, so I thought that that piece was appropriate. It has a target locked in on the bridge of the Star Destroyer. I don't think the ion cannon is that precise, but hey, the weapons control officer, you know, she knows what she wants. She knows what she wants to hit. And then finally, the end piece. And I'm going to reverse the look of this piece, just flip it upside down so it looks like a slightly different control piece. All right, and there's the control room so far. And the reason I wanted to start with the glass panels is it kind of frames the rest of the control panel room, if you see. And the last thing I'm going to put is a chair.
All right, guys, so there, Leaky has put down all of these sweet, cool, awesome panels that display all of the cool information about what the Rebels are up to on Hoth. But our control room is looking a little barren. And for that, we will be putting our minifigure for the week, because we do put down a minifigure every week. We will be putting in the control room, and that will be a Rebel control lady at the control panel, the ion cannon firer right there. And then we will also be adding in a second figure, a bonus figure, Commander Riken.
General Riken.
General Riken. Ooh. He got promoted. Maybe eventually he'll be Admiral Riken. So he'll be looking at the command board there, and eventually he'll be greeted and accompanied by Leia, which will be standing next to her. But you're gonna have to wait to see that.
Hey, sister, there's a couple of things I wanted to say. So this minifigure here, it's a female Hoth minifigure. So here she is in the picture, and she just has kind of a, she has her hair out, where all of the rest of the troopers have like a hat on. So we're able to just use a ponytail headdress on that. Yep. And now she does have a headset on in this picture. We might have to find a face that has a headset on it, but I did not do that far.
Yeah, it's a pretty nice looking figure, and we just took the lady from the Rebel Trooper Battle Pack, and we took her head off, and we put on this ponytail. So, interesting enough. But, speaking of waiting, because, you're going to have to wait to see the rest of this get finished, what are we doing in the next episode? And I say episode, usually we say episodes, but for now on, we're just going to be doing what we're doing next week, just so there's a little bit more suspense on what's to be planned. So next week, we will be working on the trenches. As you know, the trenches are looking pretty weak here. It's not really a trench, it's kind of just a section of trench. It needs to run along the whole MOC here, which is, at the moment in time, it has not. So it needs work, and that's what we'll be doing next week. So,
and assisted, at some point we're going to have our turrets, right? Our gun turrets.
Oh yes, of course. Once we get everything built up, and once there's more detail everywhere, that's pretty far out at this point. But next week we will tackle these trenches. So stay tuned, and you'll get to see that be done. But anyway, guys, that's it for the building this week. I appreciate you guys watching.
All right, so we have the rest of Echo Base framed out. We have the control room down and 2 new minifigures on the board with General Riken and the weapons control officer getting ready to blow the Star Destroyer out of the sky with an ion cannon. And we know that we have to get Leia down there. We got to get K-3PO, which is the white C-3PO unit that I think he gets like destroyed. He's like laying dead at the end of the Hoth scene. But anyways, we got to add those. Thanks again for coming this week. Don't forget, join us here each Wednesday on the Hoth MOC. Don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to subscribe. And think about becoming a member of Lobricks, because if you do, we're adding on to Tatooine and you can see those videos that are exclusive for our members. We are going to be doing a Tatooine update on the channel fairly soon, but if you want to see it getting updated right now, become a member. You could also join us on Instagram and join our Discord server where our community has a lot of conversations going on. So make sure you check that out. Once again, I am Leaky Trooper. We will see you in the next one. I am out of here, and bye.